and welcome back to Planet Coaster, and today we're back again with another Efteling Anton Pieck build. Isn't that nice? Yes. Also, you might have noticed we have a new animations in the video. Since I have a new computer, I can finally go ham and try some stuff out, experiment a bit. So I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think of it. If I should change anything, I can still do that now. So that's great. Anyway, what are we building today? Today we're building a ferryhouse, or het Veerhuys in Dutch. And this is again inspired, or almost copied, from the illustration by Anton Pieck. I have this big book here, and there's lots of illustrations together, inspiration from. And I'm just be having tons of fun with making these little houses. Now, probably sometime in future I will make a big dark ride build or something like that. I have something fun in mind. But until then we have two more builds, this one and the next one, that are just small scale, house and then later on we will have maybe a park area or something, to have more than just a little house. But yeah, very similar to the first house, especially this little house here. Same colors. Right now I have to do that because the plaster decal, the torn down brick thing, is only available in that color, so that's just temporarily. I'm using that to make stuff look a bit more worn down. But you can already see how quickly we are progressing. I'm trying to show you not the same stuff, so if it goes a bit too quick for you, just pause the video or ask me a question down below in the comments. Now I will also be live streaming soon here on YouTube with the Aztec Park and maybe Jollywood, some of the older projects I still haven't finished, which are on a bigger scale, so I can just casually build in there while talking to people and stuff. Seems fun, so stay tuned for that as well. Oh yeah, here are the ceramic roof tiles, the individual ones. By Hydro, I asked them, hey, could you maybe take a look at it? It was yeah, sure. And 5 minutes later, we have a ceramic roof tile. That's recolorable, and it fits under each other and stuff. It's actually the correct shape, and it makes it a lot easier to build these houses with. And also, it just looks better, than the wooden brackets. Wooden brackets are fine for a lot of things, but this is what it's intended to be, Now I don't no longer have to fake it, and yeah, I'm using them a lot this build, and I kind of fell in love with these pieces, so you will probably see them a bit more in the future. Also, if you have any ideas what to do with this type of buildings, let me know, because well, yeah, I'm thinking about doing a park area or a dark ride or something. And yeah, I just want to get as much as inspiration as possible, so I'm not quite sure what the theme is gonna be. I was thinking, oh, maybe something in the winter time, a city, but we'll see. It's gonna be fun. Here I'm making new brackets again to have more details on this little house. And this build is made in sections, so I wanted to finish this little house first, so we have a sort of template to work off for the rest of the build, and then you can just copy most stuff around. Of course, I'm using these drain pipes again, but now if you already used those 3 times in the last builds, but I mean it works. So in the next build, I'm trying to get some different textures and colors in the build, and that's gonna be fun. So stay tuned for the next one as well. I'm probably gonna release the next one next week. I'm still trying to figure out what the best release schedule for these videos is. I've worked quite a bit ahead. Also some of the next videos are going to have the old animations and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. I already made those. But yeah, I made a little door here next to the house to connect this to the next building we're gonna make, and that's also in the illustration. And then you don't have this weird gap, and it's more one facade, which could be really interesting for theme parks. But right now I'm just finishing off the side of this house with the chimney here. Very tall chimney, and that is a bit curved. You can easily do that with the plaster pieces, and that's also why I use so much Team TK to get the custom shapes and the quirky angles here and there, and it also just makes it a lot more fun to build with, because you don't have to look for the right piece for such a long time, because you have exactly in mind what you need for this build. and I can't wait to start with Blender stuff myself. I'm gonna probably start looking at that in June and try to learn as much as possible, and then gradually make my own stuff for like my builds, and that's gonna be like revolutionize the way I built my park. as to say it that way. It's just, if you can make everything custom, and that is maybe even quicker or better than building it in game, then the possibilities are endless. Well, except maybe with performance, because the more team decay you have, the longer it will take to load up your park and how to save, blah 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 blah. But yeah, we'll see how that will end up. Anyway, here is the next house, and this is the main ferry house. So it's a bit higher than the other building. It's a bit higher up as well. But I'm copying the same aspects from the other house into this house. I'm using the chimneys again, the plaster chimneys, I think, or the stucco. I don't know, to get a bit of texture on it. And then, of course, for the rest of the higher areas, I use these plaster pieces by Hydro. Oh yeah, now. In the illustration was like this facade thing, this artsy thing, and it was kind of tricky to figure out how to do, because a lot of the decorative pieces in game are too big for this. So I had to make it custom with hydro beams and then a custom shape, and it was a bit tough, but I managed to do it in the end. I did cut out a lot of experimenting, because that's not really interesting to see. I think I just prefer to show you the finished product, and if anyone has any questions, they can ask them, of course. Yeah, not too bad, right? Not too bad, not too shabby. You'll see the finished result in a bit, of course. Now here's another circle we're making for the top, of course, because this has a top as well, and then the front shape is done, and then we just need to fill it in with more plaster pieces and a bit of decorative things here. I think there's like a Baroque element for some pack, maybe it's the main game even. Another one here. And yeah, we just like fake our way into making something pretty here. The thing is with these buildings, it's tough to do in the interior. I was thinking, oh, maybe I can do it in the interior, but we're using a lot of like objects on the front that stick out through the walls, like these planks here. And it makes it tough to have like a good interior shape. So I might try that for like one shop sometime, or just focus on the interior solely, but that is more like a picture thing. Anyway, we got our window now fixed up on the top, and the down here as well with the decorative things. And this time I used hydro beams instead of planks for the window frame, and I think this works good as well. And it is, well, the planks are like really long, so this works better, especially if we want to do interiors later. And here I'm using the ceramic roof tiles to make the other roof. And yeah, I'm using the same technique, just copying it around, then changing a few of the colors, then changing the height a bit, and yeah, more color things, and then I just place it, and I try to angle each roof like section a bit differently, so it looks a bit quirky and not too straight for this. Normally in maybe a more like contemporary build I wouldn't do that, but here it works really well. And then here another chimney that like has like a funny shape to it. It goes up like that. And then I copied some of the details I used in another building and tried to make it a bit unique. And then you have another chimney, and then here just another side building. I skipped forward ahead because you don't want to see the whole thing. And then last time I was really struggling with this, right? The shaping of those the corners, but this time we can do it nicely because Hydro also made like a corner piece you can put over it, and that will really blend it a bit better together. But here we have a nice door, and I thought, oh, this might work well if you have like a backstage area here, so making a little door here so the employees can go through it, and yeah, they can do whatever they need to do back there, but the guest can't. And a lantern here. And then, oh yeah, of course we had to do a custom font. And this is why I need to learn Blender, because I spent like half an hour building this sign with these super small beams, and it's really tedious, and I probably should have just asked a friend who knows how to do it in Blender. But yeah, this is one of the things we will do in Blender, which is like 2 minutes work instead of this stuff. But this is fine in the end. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect, but at least it works for what we need to do it. And I might change like a little letter later, because now it says it in modern Dutch, but if we change the last I to a Y, you get Old Dutch in spelling. So I need to do that. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind all the little Dutch thingies. I mean, it's not necessarily Dutch, but it is in its origin. So yeah, I mean, I'm Dutch. It's I'm proud of that stuff, even though I have nothing to do with it. But it's just I like building it. So I mean, that's just the content I make right now. So yeah, do we need to see more of this? I think we've seen enough. So just a slightly bit more copying around. Oh yeah, I'm spelling it. As you can see, I'm just copying letters that I did before. So of course, you don't need to make letters twice. But yeah, that's it. And then we place it right into the wall. Bam! And then it's a bit hard to read, so I turn it black. And now it's nice. See? Works quite well, I would say myself. And then we need to build a little sidewalk. And then we're almost done with the video. So yeah. Yeah, if you have any questions or requests for this type of stuff, let me know, because I'm really into it. Can you believe it? I'm actually using curbs here to make curbs. Wow. Excited to see what will happen next. Anyway, if you liked the video, like it, and if you want to see more of this type of stuff, subscribe and all that kind of jazz. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. And I really hope to see you guys next episode. Well, next episode of these builds. Because the next one is also pretty nice. Anyway, that's it. You know it. Bye!